Okay, so first of all, film projectors. This is a Super 8mm film projector, and you can actually tell because if you look at this piece of film, as opposed to 8mm, which has larger, it has a larger frame size, so you get more quality into that same amount of frame. It also makes these holes right there smaller. It's useful to know. Okay. Anyway, when loading film projectors like this, it's kind of weird, but this one has auto load, which you just press down while running the projector. It does make things a lot easier. After that, you'd run the film back through here onto the take-up wheel. The take-up wheel, however, well, it works fine. It's just I'm not good with film, so I'm not able to really get it to stick on there very often. But I'm gonna try now. You see, film projectors back in the day also have an option to turn the motor on and off, as separately from the lamp. This allowed you to not waste the precious time you have of where your lamp would actually work, since they only lasted like 4 hours. This one, I have actually installed my own modification based on an internet post of a lamp, which is, I just took a mount for a lamp, put it into there. Good. Now that that's over there, it would go back onto this take-up wheel. And the take-up wheel is actually a really important piece of it all, so without it you'd just have your film going everywhere and it would be really annoying to wind up. Yeah. So, now, put the film into the take-up wheel using methods which are new. Very new methods for very old equipment. I suppose not that old. When was film like this used, Colin?
I'll get back to you on that.
Okay. Well, in the meantime, I'll continue doing this. And that was like the, sometime in the 1900s. Like the early 1900s, but not too early. I'd say 1940s, am I right?
Super 8 or just 8mm you want to know about?
Super 8, that's more relevant. Well, now that we have the film loaded, we can actually play the film. Actually, if you want to know about this film, I bought a film editor from the Shell House for $10, and then there was this film in the box for some reason. But yeah, if you may want to come up here so they can see the picture. Outside, focus, 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 focus. Now, look at that sharp image. This is the kind of quality you would expect to get from Super 8. Also, exposure and stuff may vary. Also, yeah, that is an example of bad things that would happen if your Super 8 wasn't in the notches properly. But after that, focus it, you can see clearly a molting plant, molting and waving around their flags. You can also, that flag says something. we can probably figure out that. And that will be video. So, as you can see, there are plenty of reasons why people enjoy Super 8. The quality is fine. The grain isn't that good all the time, but it's really very good. And it's hard to capture onto digital stuff. Also, advantages of Super 8 is it made it easier for consumers to record rather than other things. Because with Super 8... Okay, so this is, well, a rather fancy Super 8 cam because it has auto-zoom for one reason and all this other fancy stuff. But, you see, the auto-zoom broke because it failed once. It still works though, luckily. Okay, anyway, it uses these cartridges. I don't have one, but that's an example of what one may have looked like. That it records onto. When it records onto these cartridges, it's only very small. Because if we go take a look back at the actual 8mm film, you see that its width is 8mm. Also, the tiny holes and stuff. But with what? Okay, but with 16mm film, it would be twice this length, which is rather long. Also, with 16mm and right now it was only 16mm, wasn't it? But but what happened was you had to record on both sides to get the most out of it, which caused you to end your shots early so you wouldn't run out of film and have to go through the long process of reversing it. But Super 8 fixed that, which is good for us. Now we see other features that you may expect from a Super 8 camera include a battery pack light, which, if this had batteries in it, me turning to it would cause that red light to glow. Or you could just turn it on and see. But the battery connection now is kind of bad, so it could be better. I'm gonna fix that. But also had fancy things like an interval timer for Colin, go down. Like an interval timer for time lapses and stuff. And then it had a AN, ST, and PT, which I don't know what those stand for. So it had a fader so you could do the fancy fades in and out of film. Colin, are you gonna be editing this?
Yes.
Okay, then could you add a fade effect to give an example?
Sure.
Okay, good to know. Not like that. Oh well. That. I don't know what you're trying to accomplish with that.
Whoosh, whoosh.
Okay, is it still recording?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that wasn't necessarily fake. But also, with some cameras, not all of them, you could choose between the standard 18 frames per second. That was the standard, which is the reason why they had the spinny thingy to move in front of the thing so it didn't look flickery if it was at just 18. 24, which is much faster, and 36, a whopping 36 frames per second, which is, wait, no, YouTube doesn't support that. You could put 60 frames per second on to demonstrate, or you could think of your TV and then
You
think
could
of
put
slide.
36 frames and then just set it as 60. So it'll simulate it.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. But not everybody has screens with that fast of a refresh rate. Okay, well, if we manage to change the things when I'm talking about it, then yeah. Also, a thing that actually is common is having the manual, auto, or white balance, so that if you had a very sensitive film to light, you'd turn that on when filming outside. Let's have it plain one going inside. Also, you can open and close something. a really cool thing that most cameras should have. I think they do, but I'm not sure. Have if you can you see through that aperture, the viewfinder?
Yes.
Okay. Well, if I turn that, it will close it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then open it again. You can lock it closed, but the idea was that with this, light won't come into your camera anytime soon, ruining your shots and overexposing the film. Also, you still had to manually adjust the focus using this. It even has the fancy little things. You also had to, well, not with this one until it broke. You can manually zoom. Also, they had some flamers or thingies, but it was basically a lens cap with a hole in it, so... What are you doing? Why does it even let you do that with your aperture? No, that's not the aperture.
That's the lens cap.
It has a built-in lens cap? That's fancy. Anyway, you see, where the lens cap would go is right on here. He wouldn't know that because his is built in. But it would cover most of the frame, and then you'd put a plastic sheet thingy into it so that you could do that. Or you could just write something on a piece of paper and then show that stuff. Now, it also had this thing, which I'm pretty sure was for a microphone, and this thing, which I have absolutely no idea what it was for. Also, actually, what's interesting is this was in a time where it had, I think, optical audio, because it even says right here, sound and silent. This means that Super 8 actually had sound. But that projector doesn't support it, and nobody sells it anymore. So, which is why. Also, film's expensive unless it's expired. Unless it's expired on eBay. If it's expired on eBay, then it's really expensive. Oh, yeah, that's also for the flash. This is the balance modes. Okay. Well, that is the basic stuff you need to know about Super 8. Unless you have one of these things for your microphones and stuff. Okay.